almost every security threat element that we have in the country, the proliferation of small arms and light weapons contribute to it. So in simple terms, you can say it's the driver of insecurity. Several studies have been conducted by both national and international bodies that have given an indication of the magnitude of the problem of small arms and light weapons within Nigeria and within the West African sub-region. The most recent one by the UN, I think around 2012, indicated that the challenge, the magnitude is about maybe 10 million small arms and light weapons in circulation, and of that, about 6.5 million are in Nigeria, which makes, so if you pick the 15 countries of the sub-region, Nigeria has the greatest challenge. So what ECOWAS did in 1998 is to come up with a moratorium for to support the eradication of the challenge of small arms and light weapons. And by, I think, 2009, it came out with a convention where it advised all the 15 member states to have structures, what it called commissions, for eradicating small arms and light weapons. Unfortunately, in Nigeria, we dragged our feet. We started with the establishment of committees, presidential committees, and I think that went on until 2021. Before then, there was a national task force with a very long mandate. And then by 2021, then I think President Buhari passed an executive order for the creation of a center for small arms and light weapons, which is currently domiciled in the Office of the National Security Advisor. That center has gone ahead to do a lot of work, including the establishment of regional centers, as it were, in all the 6 geopolitical zones to mobilize effort toward the eradication of small arms and light weapons. Aside that, almost all the government ministries, departments, and agencies that have responsibility for security are also contributing to that. So the police, as an example, from time to time would mop up small arms and light weapons. The military will do that. Customs, name them. I think just over the weekend in Sokoto State, if I'm right, the customs there came out with a statement that they've confiscated, I think it was explosives or something. So from time to time you see that at our borders, either the land border or the air border. So at the moment, we do have the center, and then we have another body, which is a little bit strange, and I'm hoping in the course of the conversation we can talk a little bit about that. Yes, there is a NAT force, like I said, the national a task force that was created. I can't remember the exact year. And then at a point, government felt the activities of that task force shouldn't be. Then they now created the NAT, turned it into a commission. And that was backed by a bill by the National Assembly. But interestingly, the then president, which is President Buhari, did not give that bill the presidential accent. And so you have the center that is currently operating, and then you have this other body that is also operating. As far as I know, the Office of the National Security Advisor, and in fact, the former government has declared this other NAT force or NATCOM illegal. And not only that, they've even arrested the person who was parading himself as the... But sadly, by the time that was done, that body had gone ahead to recruit thousands of Nigerians, collected money from them, and recruited them. So at the moment, you have a huge pool of persons, quote and unquote, working for that center. In summary, what I'm trying to say is, despite the significance or the magnitude of the challenge, the structure, the platform that we have for managing the challenge is not as coordinated as it should be. I'm very happy with the recently concluded conference in the Office of the National Security Advisor. It has highlighted the challenge, and I'm hoping that the president, because a bill was passed by the 10th Assembly and is currently in the Office of the President. So we're hoping that the President will pass that bill so that the center, which is domiciled in the Office of the National Security Advisor, will have the full powers to continue its work. I want to emphasize that it is an existential threat. Like I mentioned, there is no threat element that we have that this proliferation of small arms and light weapons does not contribute to. So if the president grants his assent and the center now becomes a full commission with the full powers and with the budgetary provision, unlike now that is operating under the Office of the National Security Advisor, then perhaps we'll make traction. In the course of the conversation, we can probably talk about the sources of the small arms and light weapons, and then how the interplay between those sources and the current challenges that we have in the country at the moment.